All right, let's turn our sights back to New York City. Wait till you hear this. In New York State, there are about 152,000 students who are considered homeless. The number in New York, 114,600 are considered homeless. So most of the problem right in New York City. Out of 1.1 million kids who are students in New York City, 10% are homeless. And of those, almost 40,000 living in city shelters. It is the worst number of homeless students since they began keeping records. I want to bring in a special guest, Randy Levine, who is with the Advocates for Children of New York. Randy, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Good, thank you for having me.
Randy, those are staggering numbers. About 40,000 are homeless kids that are living in city shelters, and I can't imagine what those kids are going through. How do you define the rest to get us up to 114,600, give or take?
Students in temporary housing can be living in a few different situations. In addition to students living in shelter, around 70,000 of the students are doubled up, meaning that they're staying with a relative or a neighbor because they lost their housing and can't afford housing on their own.
What does your organization advocate as far as a solution?
We think that the city has taken some good steps, but needs to devote more attention and resources to this continuing crisis. In particular, the mayor and the city council deserve credit for spearheading a program to place 69 Bridging the Gap social workers in schools with high concentrations of students living in shelter, to focus on helping students living in shelter get to school every day and provide them with the counseling and support they need.
All due respect, and I understand giving them credit for doing a little bit, but 69 social workers, and you're talking about 115,000 kids, it seems not only a drop in the bucket, but has the mayor just accepted that New York City is going to have this high number of homeless kids, and they're failing to address the root cause, the fact that we have so many homeless people to begin with? Isn't that where you'd like to see the resources spent?
No child in New York City should be homeless, and we think that New York City should absolutely address the homelessness crisis. But while they do that, it's important that they don't forget about the education of these children. We don't want children to get stuck in a cycle of poverty. We want them to have an excellent education like any child.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it, Randy. Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Good to talk to you.
All right, let's bring in our A-plus panel for tonight's show. Jeanette Hoffman, Republican strategist, and Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist. Bill, I'm going to start with you. I hear, as a parent, I hear as a taxpayer, I'm thinking 69 social workers, you got 115,000 kids. It's too late for, hey, it's a good start. What?
This is an unbelievable crisis, and there's some things I think we can do that aren't going to cost a lot of money. One of the things that was recommended in the report is the amount of distance some of these children have to travel.
This is the report from the advocates.
From the advocates.
Child advocates,
and
yep.
so some coordination in keeping kids in the same area where they're living right now to be able to go to that school rather than going across boroughs to get there might be a way to help deal with some of this this absenteeism.
When you look at the main causes of homelessness, especially in New York City, affordable housing is number one, joblessness is number two, domestic violence, all kinds of issues that go on with these kids' parents. These are issues that are just not being addressed, and therefore anything moving forward to, address some of the social workers and things like that is just putting a Band-Aid on a much bigger cut.
All right, guys, let's leave it there.